Ciao and howdy, this is a Phantomstrider. Welcome back, traveller. It's time to venture to the country of pizza, pasta, and mobster stereotypes. Italy. Until recently, I had no idea Italy was responsible for so much animated junk on TV, including one of the worst animated movies of all time. Normally I appreciate the unique cultural character each country brings to their cartoons. But so many Italian cartoons are just mass-produced, zero-personality animated junk food. So let's check out the top 5 worst Italian cartoons. In number 5, Regal Academy. This Italian cartoon is basically a rip-off of Sophia the First, except with horrendous lip-syncing and cringy vapidness at every turn. Our hero, Rose Cinderella, has to get to her first day at Fairy Tale Academy, because apparently she's the granddaughter of Cinderella. But she can't get to school. Why? Because a villain is trying to take over the world? No. Even worse. The shoe sales are on, of course.
Unfortunately, those shoe sales are out of this world!
This one doesn't even look like a cartoon. It looks like a cheap, play-for-free Korean MMORPG that pops out internet spam every 12 seconds. The problem with this... Excuse me, do you mind? Damn spam? The problem with this... Oh, never mind. Just take my word for it. This one stinks. And don't click that ad. And the 4th worst Italian cartoon is Winx Club. Again, I feel like I'm watching a cheap MMORPG that's trying to scam me all the time. Take My Little Pony. Now get rid of all that charm, cultural significance, and emotional poignancy. Who needs it? Replace it instead with painful cliches, high school stereotypes, and make every single character a Bratz doll. We now have Winx Club, the massively huge conglomerate that is Winx Club. The animation, as you probably noticed, looks like anime and Barbie dolls belched out an illegitimate, underfed, malnourished love child. Winx Club is just exhaustingly stereotypical. You can probably already guess the plot just by looking at it for 2 seconds. An impossibly thin 16-year-old girl discovers she has magical powers and enrolls in a school full of other twig-like ladies in the magical dimension. I know, we just had this plot. Believe it or not, Italy is full of these plots. I don't know why. Shows like this bug me because they openly encourage body dysmorphia in young people. They give ridiculously impossible body proportions that couldn't be achieved by dying of starvation. And the writers obviously don't care enough to even notice. Look at that, I can't even focus on their second-rate Magical Academy plot. These poor ladies are clearly very sick. How do their organs even fit in their bodies? These teenagers don't need magical powers. They need T-bone steaks with extra protein. How do their twig-like legs even support their heads? It doesn't even look attractive either. It looks like their skeleton bodies would be dust if anyone even embraced them. And this cartoon just got huge. Nickelodeon got it, 4Kids got it, all the cheap pandering networks got it, everyone got it. It now has 182 episodes, 2 spin-offs, multiple video games, and 3 movies. So clearly I have no idea what I'm talking about. Because personally I think this cartoon is just one big stale magical fairy cliche with cereal box social messages that contain all the wisdom of a fortune cookie. And the 3rd worst Italian cartoon is Team Galaxy.
I can pull that with my eyes closed.
Ugh, another one. Why is Italy the central location of cheap rip-off 2-dimensional tween cartoons? The only real difference is this one's aimed at the young men instead of the women. I mean, it really just concerns me that Sophia the First, a Disney preschool cartoon, is more intellectually stimulating and culturally challenging than all the teenage drama cartoons in Italy. This one is set in Galaxy High, because our hero, the 17-year-old adrenaline junkie, hates lame schoolwork, but loves to fight as a space hero. Even though the Italians and French animated it, it's quite clear they were trying to ape Japanimation style, but not in that affectionate Teen Titans hybrid kind of way. More in that sell-out 4Kids manipulative kind of way. As for the dialogue, well, imagine a 4Kids anime dub where 4Kids wrote, directed, and created the whole damn thing, leaving this odd plasticky aftertaste as though the whole anime had been created by shareholder charts. I'm sorry, there's really just nothing else to say about Team Galaxy. Whether or not you've seen Team Galaxy, you've already seen it 100 times. And the second worst Italian cartoon is Puppy in My Pocket. Adventures in Pocketville. What a surprise! More pandering Italian, badly CG cartoons aimed at a young tween demographic. All I could think when I watched this cartoon was, why does this cartoon even exist? While it was obviously made for little kids, there was obviously no effort put into this one at all. And the lip syncing is among the worst I've seen in cartoons. And that's against some stiff competition.
Mum, Dad, you're not at work.
Happy birthday, sweetheart. Here's a little something for your special day.
The story is so cutesy, pandering, and rehashed that I feel just bored explaining the plot to you. So puppies live on a magical island and have to make their way to the real world where they can be owned by children. Blah! There's YouTube poop out there that has more thought put into it than these two Barbie and Ken cardboard cutout genericas. Everything looks so saccharine and cheesy that Mickey Mouse would be vomiting up rainbows if he saw this. It's like all these cartoons are aiming at the same tween female demographic but have absolutely no idea how to hit that demographic. Or even being within a 100-mile nuclear fallout radius of that demographic. This cartoon is just sugar-coated junk with all the originality of all the previous cartoons on this list. And obviously, the number one worst Italian cartoon is Tentaclino, aka In Search of the Titanic. Oh, jeebus, no. This was Italian? One sec. It was Italian. Okay, let's try our best to push through, but Tentaclino just leaves so many questions. Why does no one's voice sound like they've spoken a word of English in their life? Why does the animation look like a dog's hind leg? Why is the story so ridiculously unstructured, incoherent, and impossible to understand? And why is that shark rapping? You probably already know the story. Don and Elizabeth go searching for the Titanic and are rescued by a giant octopus where he drags them to the Atlantis where a bunch of ugly mouse things go to steal the Atlantis elixir, which somehow involves a bunch of toys starting a war against the rats and, oh, I don't know. This thing is just more incomprehensible than dark matter. And unfathomably less entertaining. These notorious Italian monstrosities of nature, aka the Titanic movies, were universally panned for being a knee to the gonads of anyone with any sensitivities about the Titanic disaster, and just being an overall bad movie in every way imaginable. And somehow, Tentaclino took the cake for being even worse than the original movie. Tentaclino was one of the most rancid accumulations of waste to ever come out of Italy since the green cheese pizza. And I think we can agree this pizza somehow looks more appealing than this cartoon. I mean, it was obvious from the start to all of us. Tentaclino is the number one worst Italian cartoon of them all. I think there's often a positive to be found in even the most bland sellout cartoons. And in this case, I think I'm reminded that just because something's popular, that doesn't necessarily make it good or original. And to me, a lot of these cartoons are bad because they aren't any reflection of Italy at all. Italy is a country with so much colour and culture that the best Italian cartoons to me were the ones with a little Italian flavour. Ones that had personality and weren't just a flavourless sugar job. And that Italian cultural flavour is what I'll remember best about Italy. Do you think I missed a particularly lousy Italian cartoon? Italy has done a surprisingly large amount of cartoons, so feel free to leave your own thoughts in the comments. And a grazie to my patrons on Patreon, who help me keep doing the best I can to make videos. If you want some exclusive videos, earlier content, or just want to help the channel, check out my Patreon below. I really appreciate it. And of course, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.